Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. I'm Linda Gibbs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. Stampin' A to Z is my weekly live that I do. It all started with hoping to inspire people to take out their stuff and use it and go through all the different products from A to Z and show you how to use them or even how to use them in new and different ways. Today is no different in that we have some beautiful new cardstock that Stampin' Up! Has come out with for the scrapbooking line, although it is perfect for card making as well, so don't be fooled. It is a great thing to use for cards. There's so many different ways you can use this two-tone cardstock. I was not excited about it at first. I thought it was I've always loved that our cardstock was colored all the way through because you can peel it and you can use it in different ways being through color. And so I wasn't too sure about this two-tone. As far as I understand, we are keeping our through color. This two-tone is just an on top product. So if you were like me and you like the through color, don't worry, that should stick around as far as I understand. And the two-tone with the white in the middle, so it's dyed on either side, but it's white in the middle, is an extra. It comes in the 12 by 12. I don't know if they'll be making it in an 8.5 by 11. But right now it's in the 12 by 12. There's quite a few colors. If you go under the store and go under scrapbook items, you'll find them there. I just realized I forgot to print out a host code again. I was updating my phone hoping that it would solve my whole Zoom issue, but it doesn't look like it did. Anyways, don't forget, for the month of October, they're up to 30% off on our kits. If you want to know what some of the kits look like, I did a video on kits last week and showed a bunch of them, so you can take a peek at that. I do have a card crank class coming up on November 2nd. I only have one spot left, so if you're interested in doing 10 cards, 5 different designs of 2 each, you can let me know. And we also have the starter kit special that's running for the month of October. It is a really great deal. If you've ever thought about getting the starter kit, this month is a really good month to do it. Our usual starter kit is $135, and then normally you would choose $165 worth of product, but for this month you get it $206 worth of product, so an extra, I guess $41 in product. Hi, Linda. So great month to do it if you've been thinking about it. I'm gonna flip around the camera and we will get going on our projects here. If I can, oops. Oh, I didn't realize I forgot to check the volume. Okay. Okay, so these are the colors that I'm using today. There's real red. I don't know if you can see it. You can see how there's the light and the dark. I have garden green, which I don't have a small piece out of the green. And then I've got pool party. I don't know. Pool party is harder to see, but there's definitely, volume's fine. Okay, good. I forgot to turn it on so I can actually see the comments without looking into my phone. It's harder to see, but there's definitely a dark and a light when you are up close. So here is the video. Let's see, comments. Oh, let's mute that. Okay, that should be good. All right. So those are the papers. Then I decided I've been dying to use this. Now, don't kill me. They are kind of Christmas cards. They do not have to be Christmas cards. They can totally be made into non-Christmas cards, but I've kind of made them into wintry cards, which was very painful to do. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't know. I'm still in fall mode. I don't know. I'm like way behind. Anyways, I've been dying to use this Yuletide Village stamp set and the Falling Snow. It is such a cute set. It's in the mini catalog, and they have such cute, like just this display alone kind of sold me on it. I really like being able to make the village. I don't know if you're a person, some people collect like the little Christmas houses and stuff, and this is perfect. I wish it had dies. I've done a lot of fussy cutting. You should be proud of me. I don't like fussy cutting. But it wasn't that bad. It was actually kind of fun. So, let's start with this one here. So we've got the Yuletide Village stamp set, which is a photopolymer set. And then I've pre-cut some stuff, obviously, so we can use the magic of television. And I also pulled in the Humble Home, and this is where you can make it not Christmassy. I like the welcome from our house to yours. I love the little house. I don't know, it doesn't really match the style. You can't really add that house to the other villages, but so here I've got my two-tone cardstock, and I'm going to take my cutter, for lack of better words. I've pre-cut this to 5 1/4, and I was originally going to make a Z-fold so that I could get the two tones together, but I kind of changed it up as I went, and I was contemplating changing it up again. But let's start. First we will go with 4. So this is actually going to be a smaller card that's going to go onto a full size base. So my inside is going to be the lighter green. So we're at 4. So this is going to be the back side, and then we're going to fold this over like so. And then a Z fold you would normally do that at 2, fold it over and be done. What I originally did, so I'm just trying to think. Okay, I will do it as planned, and then I don't want to start changing things up. So I'm going to the 4 mark, and I'm cutting that. This should equal 4. Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to score this at 2. Make sure my blade is out the way. Okay, so we've got the base with that's light, and we've got this side that's dark, and then I'm going to flip this over. But now you're going to say, well, now it's all light. Yes, now it's all light, which is a problem. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to tear it. And if you tear it, you don't want to tear away, because then you won't get, unless you don't want this white edge. But part of the advantage of tearing this kind of paper is that you get that nice kind of white edge. So it really adds to, like you can see the light to the dark, but you can also get that defined edge as well. It's not just kind of green on green. But now I've got light green to light green, which I wasn't crazy about. So then I decided to go this way, and I was trying to figure out, do I cut it? But then how do I add my inside card? So then what I did is I decided to tear this one also. So back in the day, and I don't even know where mine is, I saw it somewhere, we had when we had more scrapbook supplies, we used to have the rulers that you could tear, and it kind of guides your, but then be forewarned, you might not get as much of the white kind of, and if you want to kind of distress it, you can come in and kind of rub it to make it stand out more. So then my dilemma was, if I put, my original plan was going to be to glue it down this way. But then to put my white, I've only got this much room. So I ended up sticking it to this. I know there's a better way of doing this without probably using less paper, but it was just a full, strip of the 12. So it was 12 by 5 1/4. So it's fine. I'm gonna just glue this part down. So that it lays flat. And then I want to glue this piece to here so that when it opens, it is light on light. But then when it closes, you've got the light, dark, light. So I'm gonna put the glue on this side. Tuck that in here and oops, fold it over. That's what I like about the liquid glue, is you have some wiggle room time. Okay, so you've got kind of the dark, the light, the two white edges, and a light. It's the new invention fold. It's a regular fold, but with a whole lot of extra. Okay, and then I've cut a piece of crumb cake. So in my original, I used basic beige, but then I decided it wasn't quite showing up as much as I'd like it. And I don't have basic beige blends. So I was using crumb cake anyways. So I thought, why not try and use the crumb cake? So you're going to end up putting that onto there, and then that makes a regular size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card. But for now, we're just going to add on to this. So I wanted to, I'm not going to do all the coloring and show you everything, because the whole point is to kind of see what you can do with the two-tone paper. But I will take out my Memento. And this one, this house especially, is quite easily turned into a non-Christmas home. Reminds me of the houses in Europe with the thatched roofs. So if you don't want a snowy house, you could turn that into like a thatched roof and do it more like strawy yellow or kind of mossy green. And this is where I took the welcome from the Humble Home. So it's got the nice welcome, if I can find it. And I originally stamped it in basic beige, but I'm going to do crumb cake this time. I think I might want to stamp it off if I have a piece of my scrap is going to be my sales sheet. Let's see. I don't know. I will just do full strength. Okay. And then it's kind of a welcome, you know, if somebody moves into the neighborhood. If you want to make it with snow, it could be a winter move into the neighborhood. And then obviously you would color it. And I ended up adding the deckled circle with petal pink. And then I stamped a couple of trees and fussy cut them. The trees are from the Yuletide Village. And the snowflakes are from the mini catalog. I think it's with the, what's it called? Snow Fun Bundle. It's a whole suite, and there's some white loose snowflakes. So there's bigger ones, smaller ones. I mean, it is full. So you can go to town with your snowflakes. I just used 3. I thought they popped really nice. And then I added a piece of white for your sentiment on the inside, but it's pretty much hidden there and you still get a decent size inside. So that's the first card. So just, I mean, you could use this in the tearing in many different ways. You could go diagonally with it. You can kind of put a strip in the middle where it's got, you know, the dark, light, dark. You can use your fancy folds to get the two-tone. Lots of ways to do that. Let me put this card over here so I don't lose it, so I can show you at the end. All right, then the next one is, I'll do this one. Okay, I've got some red and green, and let me just move all this out of the way. We're going to start with the two-tone cardstock. So I've cut strips of the red so you can see there's dark and there's light. I hope you can see that. And then I've got a piece of basic white cardstock and I cut a piece of the adhesive sheet. I'm going to peel it and I'm going to stick it down. To me, this is easier than trying to work with glue. If you are comfortable with your glue, or even with, you could use, what do you call it, Stamp and Seal, depending on the size of your strips. I think this strip, it would be hard to put Stamp and Seal on this strip, so unless you kind of went all over your paper. But this way, you know, I've got a solid piece of sticker here. And I've got, I'm not sure what happened there. It's like it bunched up. I've never seen that happen before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm just going to put a little extra adhesive here because it missed. And the strip is about that size. So that's a first. All right, then you have to decide, well, you don't have to. You could do any pattern you want. My strips, I thought about going diagonally and then I realized I had cut my strips too short. So I had to go horizontally. I couldn't even go vertically, but you can see how you could do different colors, you can do different tones, and just kind of put your strips as you wish. I'm gonna start in the middle because I feel like then I get the most even way to do this. I think this is almost even too short for here. Hopefully I have enough of the wider strips. I realized I had used more than half on my original, but I didn't cut more, so hopefully this will work. It should work. Okay, and we'll turn it around. So with just one strip of paper, whoops, because of the two-tone, you don't need, oh, crappy deal. You don't need multiple pieces of paper. Now I'm seeing I am short by like just very little, so I might just cut that off since I don't have, I could do this. See, because it doesn't matter because I'm going to end up cutting it off. There we go. And then you're going to want to cut this anyways. so that it's nice and straight. Or you could do like a deckled rectangle. I like to cut it from the back usually, so I can see kind of where I'm cutting it. I'm going to cut it with the white, so it'll just end up being a little bit smaller, but that way it's a clean cut. I cut it just on the edges last, and then all these little pieces end up going into the groove, which isn't fun to get out. So I think it's better to just cut it down just a wee bit. And you've got a nice colorful background that looks like it's using two different colors, but it's really just two tones of the same paper, which is cool, right? Okay, then I cut some pieces from the Snowy Wonder dies. So this is the one, I have the stamp set somewhere here. It's a suite in the mini catalog, and you can make a couple different snow globes. You've got the base, and then you've got kind of an oval-y one, and then you've got the circle one, and then you have a whole bunch of accessories. But instead of using the accessories, I'm just using the snow globe, which is this. And then I cut a banner piece from the Peaceful Season dies, which has all the sentiments that go with it. Now, if you didn't want to make, obviously the red makes it look more Christmassy, but if you say you used a different color, or if I didn't use the green and I used a pink or a blue or something instead, you could make this into a housewarming again or whatever. I'm gonna take my top piece, and I wanted a snowflake background. We have the Snow is Falling background stamp, which is new, and I don't know what that is. Okay, and then in order to not get the snowflakes everywhere, because I want to be able to have my church here, you could use a house. That's the thing. The church makes it way more Christmassy, and it has the wreath. But say you didn't want the church and you wanted a house instead as a housewarming, you could do a house. But this is our masking paper. I stamped our masking paper, and then I fussy cut around. I cut it out, and then I realized I didn't leave enough room on both sides because I didn't want the snow coming all the way down. So I just added this piece of paper here. And then I'm just going to put that there. And then I can go to town and ink up my snowflake, but I don't want my snowflakes to be too dark. So I'm going to stamp it off once on here. And the other thing too, when you have it in either your Stamparatus or if you have a Misty, you can go, oh, that's not dark enough. And you could go again, you could add ink and do it all over, but I think that's actually pretty good. So let's take this up here, close that. So that's the falling snow background stamp. Now, I probably should have stamped my church first, because now I kind of have to see where it is. I'm not sure where my church, maybe I put it back. Yep. Okay, and then we need a block. I didn't realize it wasn't on a block. Oops. Okay, and then we need Memento again. That looks crooked. Maybe not. Okay, then obviously you need to do some coloring with the church, but I'm going to color my last one. I don't want to bore you guys with all the coloring. So then it's just a matter of putting these together. I actually separated this a little bit when I put it down because the banner goes across and I wanted to see more of the base since I did that in a nice silver. I ended up doing all the best in white. So again, you can see all the best would actually be perfect with a house, and you could wish someone congratulations, or maybe they're moving away or what on their new house, whatever. So maybe the church and the or you can wish them all the best of the season. So, you know, it works. I was contemplating maybe doing the white, doing this in silver embossing powder instead. I guess we could try it on this. Let's do that. Let's try it. And you know what? I'm going to try. So I can't remember if I showed you guys or not yet. I did buy, even though I still have lots of embossing powder, I had purchased I realized that our embossing powders have changed to these Wow embossing powders. So I tried the gold, and it is so much brighter than our old gold. So I'm just curious if the silver will also be brighter. You like the white? Yeah, I thought the white kind of, it's good to, it ties in all the white everywhere else. But I was just curious to see what the silver would look like. So let's try it and see. Why not? Make sure I've got my tweezers here so I don't have to burn my fingers. Okay. And we'll heat this up. I don't have a silver, I can't remember if I did it in one of my videos. I think I did, where I showed you the new and the old golds. So if you find that your gold is too dark, which I always found, I was wishing for foiling or something because it didn't match like the gold foil. This is quite bright also. I don't know if you can see that in the light. All I see is that it's blurry. There we go. It's very nice. So let's see what that ends up. I should have folded this before Okay, let's close that because I've had close calls where I've almost knocked the powder over, and that would just be so messy. Okay, so here's with the silver, and here's with the white. Now I'm not sure. The silver kind of, I don't know. What do you think? I could put like white snowflakes or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. White or silver? Even if you're watching the replay, let me know what you think. All right. that is card number 2. So you could make all sorts of patterns and fun stuff just using one piece of paper, having the two-tone. The next thing you can do with the two-tone paper is something very, I find it fun. I don't know if you will. It is using it with an embossing folder. So I've got the Snowflake Sky embossing folder, which I believe is in, I think it's in the annual catalog. And then I've got the two-tone pool party. So here's the dark, here's the light. You want to decide before you run it through which way you want the snowflakes to be up. On my card, I used the lighter. I think the dark is a little dark for a sky. I don't know if you can tell. You still like the white. Okay. So I'm going to use the light side up, and I'm going to quickly run this through my machine here. I'm not going to pull it all the way. One thing I didn't pre-do got our embossed snowflake background. Now, I don't know about you guys, or maybe mine is wrong. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if you look like so, you know, the snowflake falling, it goes heavy down to lighter, which is kind of the way it happens when it snows. But the embossing folder, my Stampin' Up! Going this way is this way. So a lot of times I end up putting my paper the wrong way. It looks like my snowflakes are pooling at the bottom just because of the way they've labeled it. I don't know if mine is a misprint or what, but make sure you turn your paper around if you want your snowflakes going more, falling naturally, I guess. So what you can do, once you're like, okay, so what? You did two-tone and embossed. Because of the white on the inside, you can take, this is an old sanding block from Stampin' Up! From many ages ago. But if you don't have one, I think craft stores probably have them, or you could even go to your like hardware store and get the finest sanding paper and just come in and sand. Sorry, I hope this doesn't give you like chalk nails. And you want to be gentle, but not too gentle, because you want to get the color off. You just don't want to like tear right through, but it's pretty, because the images are raised, it's pretty good. So it ends up looking, let me just see if there's any dust on here. It ends up looking as though, oh, my video froze. Is it frozen for you guys? I just realized on, it had been going so good. Hang on. Let me see what I can do here. Hopefully I'm not frozen. It's very strange. I haven't had this issue in forever, and I just updated my phone because it was behind, and I'm wondering if that's maybe I need to update my computer. Yeah, because now it's spinning. Okay, but I can still see, I think I can see. So it looks like I've done, you know, if you only have the stamp set, you could stamp it with Versamark and then white powder heat emboss. But as you know, it is hard to get all of this embossed without getting specks of white. So this is a really clean, I don't know how well you can see that, a really clean, white image of the embossed portion of it. So it really looks like snow. All right, and then I stamped some houses. So let's do that. And some trees. So I'm not frozen then, right? Okay, you said no. So why? Hang on, I'm just gonna go out of Facebook and then go back in. So I was wondering why I couldn't see. Normally I can see kind of, I mean, it's got a slight delay, but not much. And this is like, this isn't even what I'm showing. Let's see. Oh, why are we spinning again? It's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going. I can still see comments. I just can't see the video. So, yell at me if I'm off screen. Okay, so we've got, if you'll notice, the first two cards I did it in a way that I didn't have to fussy cut anything. This one obviously needs fussy cutting because you've got a raised background. Okay, so I've got some trees, I've got some houses. Obviously, you want to color all of them. I'm just gonna color one as a sample so you can see that it's not as tedious as one might think when they first see it. So I usually take my fine end and I go around all the smaller stuff, and you know, you could use your fine end for the whole thing. It's just easier if you want to make it go faster. Once you've done this part, you can pull out the painting tip or the fatter tip, however you want to look at it. Or you can just color into the window. I find I have more oh geez, my eyes are getting worse and worse. I start going cross-eyed when I'm doing fine stuff like this, I find, or I feel like I am. Okay, and then you, I don't know if you noticed, but there is little, there's, what do you call them? Window, not shake, no. What do you call them? I can't even think. And then with the windows, shutters. Oh my goodness. Shakers, shutters, I was close. I usually put a little bit of Pool Party to my windows. I find it gives, you know, windows aren't really white. You could go yellow if you're if you maybe have a darker sky, but I found because my sky is daytime sky, I thought that it would be better to just put more realistic glass. If you want to do some shading, you can. You know, you can get as fancy as you want with your coloring, depending if you're making a lot of them or it's a one-off. But there, so you know, you can color all the houses as intricately as you want. And then I fussy cut everything. Let me just, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fussy cut this one house so you can believe me when I said I fussy cut. So I find it is easiest to fussy cut if you steer with your left hand and you're just kind of doing this scissor motion with your right. Or if you're a left cutter and your scissors are in your left, then obviously you would drive with your left and cut with your right. Or no, I said that wrong. Drive with your right, cut with your left, because I'm driving with my left and cutting with my right. Okay, so you can see that didn't take too long. Oh, maybe I'm not getting the comments now. I can see them on my phone if I stretch my neck. Ay, vase. Okay, hopefully I'll get this figured out. Anyways, so I cut out both the houses. I colored them in, so my colors that I have are Shaded Spruce, Pretty in Pink, Real Red, and Pool Party, obviously. And then I used Smoky Slate for the doors. So isn't that cool? Like it makes it pop, and it's just sanded paper. And then I tore a white piece to make the snow. So I had pre-cut this shorter. I think it would look better. I ended up cutting this one the full 5.5. I cheated and I cut out my banner in the middle of this because I didn't want to cut another piece. So these are both 5.5. So they would go across, hang on. They would go across the card, all the way across, I think, is the way I would prefer it. Like so, instead of having that white edge, but it doesn't really matter. I don't know why, I really like these houses. So, anyways, those were some examples to just show you how you can use this new two-tone paper. These are the 3 cards. I was debating if I should show you some of the new online exclusives. I don't have them all. I'm only missing one that I ordered. I didn't order it all. Do you guys want to see? Or should I wait till next week? I will show you one thing. So if you sign up this month for the starter kit, you will have access to the new online exclusives, because right now it is just pre-order for demonstrators. So when you get your starter kit, then you're able to pre-order as well. So something that has been released in the online exclusives is the color coach. They had given this to, I can't remember if it was Backstage, one of the conferences, which I did not attend, which I was really sad when I saw they had gotten this. And I think enough people were like, I want the color coach. So they made the color coach. And I'll show you how it works. But I was a little bit sad to see that they don't have the in colors, which I understand. But then it also makes it hard. Like I wanted to use Pretty in Pink, but there's no Pretty in Pink. I think Pretty in Pink falls more into this area. So you could kind of go with that, but I don't know. So it shows you complementary colors, right? So if you want like 3 complementary colors, you can just look at the 3. There's on both sides. Then you've got monochromatic, so where it's kind of all the same tones, I think. I don't know if I'm using this right. There should be instruction. Oh, it tells you. Choose one color that you love and pair it with shades and tints of that same color. Then complementary opposites attract. So you've got complement. Oh, I see. So you could go with the red, violets, and the greens. And then triadic is the one I couldn't understand. This is listed in the annual catalog, I believe. And I couldn't, so craft with colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. Go beyond primary colors. So, oh, I see. You could go orange, garden green, and gorgeous grape, which I probably never would think to put together. Do you want to see what that looks like? I'm curious. I'm curious. Okay, so what did we say? We said, I don't know why the pumpkin pie has such a large area. So we've got pumpkin pie, gorgeous grape. Nope, that's Highland Heather. Where's our gorgeous grape? I know garden green is here because I had it out. I totally, when I'm trying to come up with colors for my cards, I use these all the time just to kind of see what they will look like together instead of having to pull out. Where's my gorgeous grape? Oh, it's hiding. Bottom of my drawer, of course. Okay, let's see. That is a very interesting color combo that I probably never would have put together. That's cool. Yeah, so you can get your hands on this. So if you are just a customer, you should be able to, hopefully, they sold out actually quite quickly. They are already back in stock. So I assume that, where did I get these? You mean these cards? I made them. So as a demonstrator, you can go into the print lab, I believe, and they have all the colors and you can cut them out. So I cut them out and then I cut just cardstock. And then this is, usually I just have them glued onto cardstock and I have them on a ring. But this year I did all new ones and I had just bought a foiling machine and it was supposed to laminate as well. So I kind of started playing just to see how it would laminate, and I just laminated them all because I thought they also might not fade as easily either. The last one I had was quite faded and getting old. And I find that laminating them actually makes the color stand out even more. So it's worked out well. Yeah, I just made them. I took, it was watch TV and make them. Yeah, but it's very helpful. But now with this color wheel, you don't even need to unless you really want to see what those colors look like. Okay, I will save the on like exclusives for next week when I have everything, and I will have some samples for you that way. Your birthday's in January. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Is that where you're heading with that? Yeah, I could, I guess I could make more of those. They're very handy though. I must say, I do like, I don't know if I'll use them as much. It's really because I had the old color wheel, like from, gosh, probably over 10 years ago. And a lot of the colors aren't in there anymore. So it wasn't really very useful. But now we've got the new one. So let's play with this and see if we need another set. You want them laminated and everything too? Oh my God, that was like, that almost killed me, but I did it. So we'll see. That would be, I can try and do that. All right, well, here's my cards for the week. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week. I will switch gears next week with the online exclusives. They are not Christmas, so we can have fun with those. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. All right, take care. Bye.